Libra, welcome back. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your monthly read for February. It's a general read for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising placements. And if it's not resonating for you, don't try to force the fit. Okay? We're going to be using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot today. This is a different deck. It's not like Rider-Waite. The artwork is stunning. Let me see if we can get a clear view here of the book for you. So what I did for the month of February was I put a note on the Facebook group to ask if anyone had any suggestions of what you want to ask Spirit. And I got kind of a mixed bag. So we're going to do a little bit of everything this month. We're going to pull one card for love, one for money. And we're going to pull one for where are you stuck? Like, how do you get yourself unstuck? Where are you blocking yourself, essentially? I'll just do that again. All right, Libra, let's see what we got here. For love, what about love? You have number 11, Earth. Beautiful card. And what about your money? Where's my money? You've got number 2, Maiden. This is a major arcana card. If I can focus, come on. You can see that. There's a bit of a glare here. I do apologize for that. And how do you get yourself unstuck? Where are you stuck? We have the King of Fire here. See, that card is beautiful. So let's see what we have, Libra. For questions of love and emotion, we have the 11 of Earth. Pardon me a second. I know the lighting is terrible and the setup's not great, but I was sick most of last week, so I didn't have time to do much of anything except rest. So, 11 of Earth. Keywords: heaven, earth, above, below, nature, humanity, magic, mundane, material, immaterial. Pardon me, I had to take a little break there. Bit of a coughing fit. Okay, so your key phrases for the 11 of Earth. Separation is an illusion. Center and align. Spiritual being in a physical body. Spirit dwells in nature. Experience life and learn from experience. Symbiotic relationships. Harm the planet and harm your humanity. The ordinary is magical, and the magical is ordinary. It's an interesting card. The 11 of Earth is a balancing and realignment card. It suggests it is now time to keep yourself centered and in harmony with the world around you by banishing the illusion of separation. You are a spiritual being, a soul living in a physical body in order to experience and learn from life. You are here to learn from those experiences in order to grow and evolve. Just a sip of water here. It is important to integrate and ground your belief in a higher power, or the intangible, here on the physical plane. Know that Spirit, the divine, dwells in all things of earth, sky, and water. Honor Spirit here on earth. To be spiritual does not necessarily require that you pray or follow a particular religious path. Spirituality is about connection. It is about taking a moment to watch a sunrise or sunset and to know at your center that you are part of something larger than your own life. It is about believing in more than what your senses experience. It is about believing in the mysterious, inexplicable, and unknowable. It is about nurturing and honoring your personal relationship with the land beneath your feet and the heavens above. Humanity and nature have a symbiotic relationship. We are dependent upon the world in which we live for our very survival. When we harm the planet, we do harm to humanity. It is important to establish a balanced and harmonious relationship with nature by living a life that has less impact. When defining the material as the physical world in which we dwell, and the immaterial as the world we cannot see, the 11 of Earth addresses the importance of seeing them as being a part of a singular whole. So, this card is talking about, sort of the interconnectedness of life, what you can see and what you can't, what you can physically touch and hold, and what is magical, basically, what is ethereal, and how you are part of a whole, and how the whole is a part of you. And it's sort of a very kind of an esoteric love reading. It's to say, love isn't just romance. Love is not just a single being connecting with another being. It is a more universal feeling than that. So it's not really a romance reading for you, perhaps, this month, Libra, but more of a message. What I'm sensing is, in loving another, you're loving yourself, because all is one. And I know that sounds a little out there for some of you, but essentially, if you're not in a relationship that you want to be in, try loving yourself better, and that will open the doorway to the love that you're seeking. Is essentially how I would read that card in a love question, in a love position, in a love reading. Let's take a look at the second one here. You had a major arcana here, the Maiden. And this is with regard to money. Where's my money? What about wealth for the month of February? The Maiden keywords: fertility, independence, self-esteem, confidence, self-expression, self-exploration, self-interest, sexuality, creativity, selfishness, codependence, timidity. Key phrases: follow your dreams, discover your passions, focus on self-discovery, address self-imposed limits and restrictions, increased independence, seek your own answers, release feelings of fear and abandonment, craving attention, needing rescue, express goals and desires, be true to self, acting with empathy. So, the meaning of the Maiden. The Maiden walks an unfamiliar path, but does so with confidence and grace. She has been taught by those around her that it is not selfish or conceited to follow her dreams and actively work to manifest her goals and desires. She does so without needing permission from anyone. Much like her male counterpart, the Youth, the modern Maiden is not afraid to ask questions, challenge the answers, and be the adventurer and explorer. She forms relationships with healthy boundaries and expresses her sexuality with innocent pride and confidence when she chooses to take a lover for the first time. It will be done without shame or fear of judgment. If she chooses to remain alone, it is not because she believes herself to be undesirable, but because she does not believe that she needs a lover in order to be happy or fulfilled. The Maiden card is one of youthful confidence, empowerment, and increasing independence. She is fertile, but uses that fertile nature to create, express, and explore. She is on a journey of self-discovery, focused on learning more about who she is and what makes her happy, and she knows that her exploration in the present will give rise to a future self who knows what she wants from life and is not afraid to make it happen. In the past, the Maiden was expected to do as she was told and to be true to the expectations of family and society. In the present, the Maiden chooses to begin the journey towards self-awareness and empowerment. So what does this mean in your money reading? I think that what I'm sensing is you maybe haven't trusted your decisions about money so much in the past. You've relied on someone else to make the decisions about money. Perhaps you're relying on someone else to give you money. You haven't been earning your own money. And that's changing. In February, you're starting to feel like there is a freedom and a value, a true value for you as you grow and evolve on your path to having control over your own money, to studying and learning, to finding the resources you need to help you learn about what it means to make your own money, to manage your own money, and how you can be more independent financially. That's kind of, we'll pull some clarifying cards on all of these to get a better sense, but that's what I would see as a general reading for that card in that position. Now let's look at what is blocking you, what's in your way here. We have the King of Fire, which is card number 14 in the fire group here. Keywords: proactive, dauntless, inspirational, vital, powerful, passionate, charismatic, involved. Key phrases: ground and focus your passion. Be more than an ideas person. Remain involved from start to finish. Every leader is part of a team. Delegate. Be dauntless. Respect your position by respecting others. Show your appreciation. Keep your temper in check. The King of Fire is a charismatic leader. Passionate, and this passion is something others find inspiring because it is focused, grounded, and creative. He's a perfect team leader. You can draw to him the people who are necessary for a project to be completed, and every single person will want to play a part to help bring his vision to life. Some may see the King of Fire as an ideas man, but they only have to observe, and they will soon discover that he is also very proactive. He likes to be involved, to get his hands dirty, and he will remain involved from inception to completion. The King of Fire is also fearless, dauntless in fact. He is lion-hearted and the vital heartbeat of his court. He is not afraid of hard work, and he also respects and moves through his day with the awareness that he is only a part of the whole. He is a necessary part, but still just a part, and the one that can be replaced if his ventures fail. This is why the King of Fire works tirelessly to fulfill his role, and despite his gregarious ways and charismatic nature, is at the core a very unassuming and respectful man. It is why he calls upon and makes use of those around him. He understands that he is but one man. And in order to rule well, he must be willing to delegate. In essence, he must be willing to share his power and his glory with others. If the King of Fire appears in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom of knowing that even those who are leaders are part of a team. Every wise leader has people around them who perform tasks that help to keep things running smoothly. This same wise leader respects their team and appreciates the effort made on their behalf. He symbolizes the importance of being interested and involved from the beginning to the end. He asks us not to start something, delegate, and then walk away. So, I've said this before, but if you're new to the readings, there's a lot of he there. That doesn't mean necessarily that this is a man, or that you have to be a man for this reading to be relevant to you. It's just the symbolism, it's the standard gender that they've assigned to this particular energy represented by this card. So what I would say is this is an energy of leadership and appreciating the team around you. So if you are someone who's in a position of leadership, you may be blocked by not communicating well with your team or not respecting what each team member is bringing to the equation as fully as you could. It could also mean that you don't have the right team around you, that you need to evaluate perhaps how the team is working. Is there a piece missing in there? Do you need another member of this team to really make the whole capable of taking a vision from start to finish? Are you devoted enough to taking this vision from start to finish? And if you're not, then how can you sort of adjust how you feel about this? Can you adjust the vision? Do you need to adjust yourself? Do you need to adjust your team? Do you need to adjust how you're working with your team? Do you respect them enough? So if you don't have a team, if that's not something that is in your life and part of your reality, it could be, in a more general sense, your team. So the people in your life, the people you work with, the people that are, in your day-to-day, your family members, the people that live in your household. Are you all communicating well? Are you on the same page? Are you working toward the same goal? And are you respecting the fact that not everybody has the same talents? because it really seems like that's the message here. What's blocking you from moving forward, represented by the King of Fire, it's a good possibility that in the group that's around you, the people that are contributing to your success, your future, your day-to-day, there are people that are contributing that you aren't actually seeing what they're truly contributing, and you're not thinking that they're doing much of anything. So sort of looking at those issues, kind of exploring that a little bit will help you, I believe, to get unstuck this month, Libra. So let's take some clarifying cards around the question of love. We had sort of this universal love reading for you, not really a romance reading, but this sort of sense that all is one, and if you're not getting what you want out of your relationships, that you have to start looking at loving yourself better, perhaps. So we have Judgment coming out. This is, you get what you give, essentially. And if you're not respecting yourself, then you're not going to get respect from other people, is what I'm hearing. So where could that be relevant for you? Are there ways that you're disrespecting yourself? Are there ways that you're not taking care of you? And because of that, the energy around you isn't drawing to you someone who respects you, someone who takes care of you. Is there something about that that might ring true for you? I'm not sure. You'll know better than me. The Ten of Wands in reverse is coming out next, which tells me that there's this weight that has been lifted recently. I don't know what that is about. It could be that you're already on this path, that you're already starting to value yourself more, and that in doing that, you're starting to relieve yourself from the weight of something you've been carrying. It's not that you failed at carrying it, but you don't really need to carry it, and you're starting to see that. There's the Eight of Swords coming out next, which is telling me that you've sort of blinded yourself. You didn't want to see something. You were keeping yourself stuck somewhere. So I guess the overall reading for love for February for you is really about doing work with yourself, like loving yourself, giving yourself all of the good and wonderful things that you want from someone else. Now, this can apply whether or not you're actually in a relationship right now. I tend to sense it's someone who wants a relationship, doesn't have the relationship they want. That does not mean they're not in a relationship right now, right? We've all been in relationships where we stayed a little longer than we should have, or we stayed because it was convenient, or we stayed for a million different reasons other than it was where we wanted to be. Okay? Let me say that again. You could be in a relationship, but it's not the one you want to be in. And in that case, you still long for this other connection, and this is the work you need to do to get there. You need to respect yourself if what you're looking for is respect from someone else. To love yourself if what you're looking for is love from someone else. You are doing this work already, it seems to me, because you're starting to be relieved of a burden. Perhaps you had in some way been accepting something that was not what you deserve, and you've stepped away from that in some way. I don't know, but this Eight of Swords tells me that there has been a truth here about how you weren't being good to yourself, and that you just didn't want to see it. You've been keeping yourself in this space of unhappiness to some extent. It's not just about external factors. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what I see here. And I'm sorry, that's so washed out. The color is really, the light is really not great, but let's look at your money. So being a little more independent with your financial dealings, learning how to make money, learning how to manage your own money, taking more control of the resources that you do have access to, really enjoying the freedom of having control over your own money, essentially, is what I see there. Seven of Cups. It's opening up options for you where you have your own money, where you have control of your money. You have a lot of different paths forward. There's this, this new understanding that you could do different things with your life. You could go in different directions. You could move. You could buy things you want to buy. You don't have to ask anybody. And that's kind of a heady, exciting feeling. There's some connection or partnership that's ending, or changing, shifting, because you're taking on this independence with your money. Maybe somebody has had control over your money in the past, and they kind of liked that they had a little control over you by controlling your money. They knew that they could keep you around, or they could make decisions for you, and it's not going to be really comfortable for them when you start expressing a desire to be independent. But it's absolutely the right choice for you, because here we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is this wonderful energy of being confidently in control of your material, physical, financial self, being in control of your own body, being in control of your own health, and really thriving there. Let's take some cards now for where you're stuck. And we were saying that that's, either, a professional team or the team in your life. Are you all on the same page? Are you valuing what other people are bringing to this equation? Do you have the right people on your team? Maybe you need to make some changes on your team. Let's see if there's any clarifying cards on here to give us a little bit more insight into how this might play out in February. Well, there's some mystery here. There's some things you can't see. You don't really like that. You're the leader. You're in charge. You're supposed to know everything, but you don't. And you don't really like that. There's a little bit of a conflict, or a tension, at any rate, between being responsible and, the person in charge, and just being a lone wolf, as it were, an independent, being able to just go out there and just get shit done. When you have a team and you're managing that team and you've got different people contributing different things, you aren't as free and wild as you once may have been. You're not the individual contributor anymore. You're the manager. You're not the single person out there making decisions on your own anymore. You're part of a collective, of a unit, of a family. And so there is this tension between the domesticated dog and the wolf here. That symbolism always on this card, on the moon, but it sticks out to me today that is part of this issue where you're feeling stuck, is integrating the fact that you have this role as leader now. Three of Cups. There is celebration here and connection with others. You do like these people. You don't dislike them. So maybe the problem really, where you're feeling stuck, maybe the issue really is that you're used to being an individual contributor, and now you have to manage, and that means working with other people. Excuse me, dropped your card. Nine of Pentacles. That's a fantastic energy for a financial reading, because it means that you're independent and you're strong and you're able to support yourself. And so let's look at that in the context of where you might be stuck. I think that you are used to being this person, this independent person. So again, this is sort of falling in line with that, the sense of the domesticated and the wild in conflict, in tension, that was jumping out at me from the moon card. I feel like that might be the issue here. You're just adjusting. You're getting used to this. And that doesn't mean that you're new to management. You could have been in management for a long time, but right now, something has happened in your life that's bugged you about the fact that you have to work in a collective and you can't work independently. So think about that. How is that applying to your life this month in February? I think that there is, there's definitely a value to your team, and you do like the folks, and you just need to learn how to be comfortable in the role of leader and not just a buddy to everybody in that group. Because as a leader, there are different rules for you, right? You're the manager now, you're not one of the coworkers, and that can be a little rough to adjust to. But But I think that you'll find a way this month to, if you give yourself some space to think about these issues, you'll find a way to work better with your team, and that will free you up. That will help get rid of that blockage. And again, if it's not a work situation, it's in your family or your living situation. Finding a way to appreciate what everybody brings to that table, finding a way to understand that you're good at being a leader. And so it's different from being an individual, and it's different from being single, but it has great value if you can adjust to it. Pulling one of the Oracle of Mystical Moments cards for you to finish up here, Libra. We have number 17, Miss Sunshine. Let's look at the book and see what that says. Pardon me. It's just about lunchtime, I guess. 17, Miss Sunshine. Sun, light, energy, courage, clarity. A woman rises high into the sky. Her hair shines bright like the sun. Her skirt looks like a huge building. She comes from a darker place. Beneath her lies gloom and shadow, but her light is glowing. She is like the energy of life and the sun of the universe. She focuses her intentions on the positive and is able to gain clarity. She leaves the night and fears behind. That's very positive ending to your reading. Where you are struggling at all, you're moving into a very, very positive space as February progresses, into the light. And not like, into the light like this is it. No, into a light-filled space. I think that's what I have for you, Libra. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. We do weekly readings and monthlies. And we have a Facebook group, and we have an Instagram account, website, all that good stuff. So I hope to see you around, and we'll hopefully see you at the next reading as well. Blessings.